Hello my dear students, welcome to the second video of the chapter Changing Times. Today we will cover the topic house building materials. This topic we have already started in the previous video. We will continue the same topic. Before we come to this topic, let's revise what we learned in video 1. In video 1, we learned how Pakistan got partitioned from India. Who was ruling us before independence? Who was ruling us before independence? Britishers. And when did we get independence? 15th August 1947. Okay, after the partition of after the partition of Pakistan and India, we learned how the people found it difficult to move from one place to another. What all problems they had to face. Okay, after reaching in India, where did they stay? They stayed in a temporary camps where big tents were put up in a huge ground. Okay, and they were asked to settle down in those places. Later, as the time progressed, their way of living changed. They started constructing the house of their own, and they constructed hut, right, and we call it as a Pucca House. Now let us see in today what we are going to study. We are going to study how from Pucca House the progress has happened along with the change of time, what all changes has happened in the type of houses, what all materials they have used to build those kinds of houses. So let's look on to that topic now. From the Pucca House, they find that Pucca House is not stronger enough to stay. So the villagers found out their own method of renovating the house, means that to make the house stronger. Okay, so they started building Pucca houses. Okay, the materials what they used in Pucca houses are different from the Pucca houses. They are much more stronger than the Pucca houses. The materials that are used in Pucca houses are unbaked bricks, iron rods and cement. Unbaked bricks means mixture of mud which are kept under the sun and they are dried it and they use it for construction. Then they use iron rods and cement. Okay, so these were the materials that were used to build Pucca houses in old Indian villages. So in Pucca houses we learned they use straw, wood, bamboo sticks, mud. To make the house stronger, people started constructing a stronger house, right? With the materials like unbaked bricks, iron rods and cement. Unbaked bricks which will not put in fire, they will not be baked in fire. Other than that, they will be just kept under the sun and they will be dried it and use it for construction. After this, according to the change of time, as the time progressed, there were certain other changes in Pucca houses. Okay, instead of using unbaked bricks, they started using baked bricks. They started using baked bricks. Okay, baked bricks means that after drying it under the sun, they will put in fire in brick kilns. Okay, and in brick kiln they will bake the brick and that baked brick is used for making Pucca houses. Okay, earlier they were using unbaked bricks. To make the house stronger, what did they do? They started baking the bricks. That is more stronger than unbaked bricks. So along with the baked bricks, what did they use? They used iron rods and cement. Okay, they used iron rods and cement. Okay, so these are the materials that were used in a Pucca house. When we come to the facilities in the houses, okay, when it comes to cooking part, they don't have so many rooms in Pucca houses in villages. They had one or two rooms. In that same room itself, they did all their activities. Like for example, cooking. Okay, you can see the lady what she is doing. She is sitting on the floor and doing her cooking. Right? She is using a mud chulha. Okay, in our house, what do we use? We use a stove, right, to cook the food. But earlier in villages, they use mud chulha, which are the fire is put with the wood. Okay, they will burn the wood and put the fire to cook the food. Okay, so they use mud chulha, and what the lady did, lady is sitting on the floor and she is cooking the food. And what the other family members, they also will sit on the floor and have the food. That is our traditional, that is our Indian tradition, right? Sitting together and having food with our family members. So villagers also follow the same method. They sat on the floor together and they had the food together, and the lady is used to cook in mud chulha. Okay. Now look about the other two pictures. This first picture, okay, it's the children are using the open fields for toilets. They don't have a attached toilet inside the houses because it's not so developed one, right? Pucca House was not so developed. So they didn't have toilets inside the houses. So the children used to go to the open fields for the toilet. Okay. Is it safe to go to the open fields for the toilet? Not at all. It will spread so many diseases. It is unclean to go to the open fields for the toilets. Okay. And some of the houses had toilets outside their houses. Okay, you can see a picture here. They have the toilet outside the houses. The villagers think that it's not good to build the toilet inside the houses. So they have built it outside, some of them. But most of them, what did they do? They went to the open fields and they used as a toilet there. So is it a safe method to go to the toilet? No, not at all. Okay. So cooking part, we said that the ladies used mud chulha for cooking. And for toilet, they used open fields for the toilet, and some of the people used toilet, they built toilet outside the house. They did not build it along with the other rooms. They did not have an attached toilet. Okay. Now let's move on to the next one. Modern Pucca houses. Okay. When we come to the cities, we can see so many modern Pucca houses. Okay, the materials what they use is bricks, cement, iron rods, then they use sand, stone, right? Different materials they use to construct a modern Pucca houses, right? Different kinds of bricks nowadays they are using, right? Hollow bricks, those kind of different bricks they are using for the modern Pucca houses. Okay. So the materials that is used for modern Pucca houses are baked bricks, cement, iron rods, sand, stone. These are the different kinds of materials they use. In the modern Pucca houses, facilities are little more developed. Okay. Earlier in villages we saw their roofs were normal one, right? But in modern Pucca houses they have concrete, right? They have concrete roofs, they have tin sheets. Okay, they have concrete slabs here, tin sheets are there. Then what about the floorings? Floorings they have colored tiles, they have marbles. Okay, floors they use colored tiles and marbles. For cooking, the ladies used to sit on the floor and cooking. But in modern Pucca houses, they started using stove instead of mud chulha. So they can stand and cook the food. Okay. And lastly, for the toilets, usually in villages what they do, they go to the open field, right? But in modern Pucca houses, they have toilets inside their house itself and proper drainage system. Okay, pipes have been connected from the toilet and waste have to be moved on to the septic tank. So, all the maintenance, all the drainage system was done in the modern Pucca houses. They don't have to go to the open field. Okay, the toilets were there inside the house itself, and they have made a provision for the waste to be collected in the septic tanks. Okay, so this is the facilities what the modern Pucca houses have. The roofs, they are being covered with tin sheets. They will be covered with concrete roof, concrete slabs. Okay, then the floor of the Pucca houses, modern Pucca houses, it will be done with colorful tiles, marbles. Then what about the cooking part? In the cooking part, it is a little more developed. The ladies and gents can stand up and cook on the stove. And about the toilet, instead of going to the open field, they have a toilet of their own inside the house itself and a proper drainage system. Okay, so it is safe to use these kinds of toilets than going to the open field. So these are the facilities of a modern Pucca house. Okay, then even after that, in cities there were tall buildings constructed. We know that in city the life is very difficult. There is shortage of space and there are number of people are increasing. So they started building tall buildings like flats, one on the top of the other. So there will be different floors there. So in each floor there will be 2-3 flats constructed, right? So this is a tall building, another type of house which are built in cities in order to save the space, and because the number of people are increasing in the cities, they have made a provision called as tall buildings or multi-storied buildings, or we call it as a flat. Okay, so these are the different types of houses we have in our country. Like from the Kacha tent house, we shifted to hut. Hut is a Kacha house. From there, as the time progressed, we made Pucca houses. From old village Pucca houses, when we come to the city Pucca houses, the materials are different, materials are stronger, right? They use a stronger material for constructing. Okay. So all these shows that our lifestyle is changing as the time passes. Where did we start from? We started from a tent house. From that, as the time progressed, our lifestyle has changed a lot. Okay. So these are the topics that we have covered in this video. So you will read from page number 99 to 102. Okay, all these topics are there in your textbook. Just go through it. After seeing the video, you will understand it more clearly. Okay, with this, I'll end my class. Thank you, my dear students.